Qwen 3.8 Max is here, and once again it looks like open source labs keep on putting pressure on the frontier labs, and one of the labs that we haven't heard a lot from in a long time is Google DeepMind, and it looks like things are getting worse and worse for them, so let's get into it. The month of July was a good run for open source labs. We had great improvements from models like Gemini 3 as well DeepSeek version 4 Flash. Both of these models outperformed their expectations and showed a lot of people that frontier labs are not the only ones that can create capable models. Not only that, DeepSeek version 4 Flash showed everyone that sometimes you can get the most amount of intelligence for the least amount of cost possible. And it looks like the Alibaba team is also trying to keep up that momentum in the month of August, because today they just made an announcement that next week Qwen 3.8 Max will be released, meaning the open weights will be available, and Qwen 3.8 27 billion is also going open weights for everyone. Not only that, Qwen 3.8 Max, which is a new model according to them, is a new bar for coding and co-work, and it sits at 2.4 trillion parameters. This model was actually used for autonomous coding, where it worked 10 plus days of self-evolving development from an empty folder to a production without any hand-holding involved, and it produced a complete project, and there's a GitHub repository that they linked, which you guys can check out as well. And what's really crazy is that this model is not only good at programming, but is also good at long horizon programming. It was able to work for 10 plus days as we just saw, and it was able to produce outputs at a much cheaper cost compared to the frontier labs. If we take a look at the pricing, the input sits at $2 per million tokens and the output is $6 per million tokens, which is way cheaper compared to Opus 5 or any of the other labs out there. And you can start building with this model soon, as well the open weight, which will be available as I mentioned in 1 week. Now, if we take a look at the benchmark, this model is not going to be the number one when it comes to the benchmarks. It's not trying to take that spot. What it's trying to do instead is provide capable performance at a fraction of the cost compared to the frontier labs. I still think that DeepSeek version 4 Flash is the model that achieves the best amount of intelligence for the cheapest amount of cost, so I don't think Qwen 3.8 Max matches that, but this is just another alternative compared to DeepSeek version 4 Flash, and they haven't actually compared it on this benchmark chart. And Qwen team, come on guys, what is this benchmark chart that you're showing? Because it's hard to make out what model represents what, especially for the Opus ones, because there are two Opus colors, but the darker gray is Opus 4.8 and the lighter gray is Fable 5. And then we also have Gemini 3.1 Pro in some of the benchmarks, which we'll see. And some areas it's not included. But if we take a look at that Software Engineering Pro one, we see that the model achieves a 67.7. The strongest model on this benchmark that they have selected is Fable 5, which achieves 80, and Opus 5 is actually not added on here, which is another interesting thing that they have done. But what they're really trying to show here is that in many areas, Qwen 3.8 Max matches Opus 4.8 level performance or beats it, and it's close to Fable 5. In some areas, for example, the paper bench, which is for research production, the model actually beats Fable 5 and GPT-5.6 Sol Max. On the software engineering, which is another competitive benchmark, we see the model achieve a 73.5, Opus 4.8 sits at 70, and Fable 5 sits at 88.8. But the point over here is that Qwen 3.8 Max is not going to be number one across the benchmark. The point is that you're getting strong performance to the frontier labs, and this is an open weight model that you can deploy locally yourself. And this sentiment is something that we notice across the AI space, because people realize this is not going to lead every benchmark, but it reaches the frontier range across coding, professional work, and computer use. What's also really interesting is that the pricing is quite competitive. The 2.5 trillion parameter mixture of expert model costs about $2 per million in input tokens and $6 per million output tokens. If we just take a moment to compare that to GPT 5.6, which is at $5 per input and $30 per output, which is 5 times cheaper than Fable 5, $10 per input and $50, which again re-emphasizes the fact that this model is quite competitive because it's getting similar performance to these models at a fraction of the cost. Now, what's really interesting is that this model is now number 2 on the text arena in LM Arena, which is interesting to see. It actually beats Gemini 3 and even OpenAI's GPT 5.6 Sol, but obviously these are people's opinion and people are voting on this. So it seems that people are liking Qwen 3.8 Max when it comes to text. And this is across, math, coding, creative writing, and other open-ended domains. Now, if you compare this model beside DeepSeek version 4 Flash Max, the side-by-side comparison of the model is shown on the screen. The outputs are quite similar. It looks like Qwen 3.8 added a little bit more voxel style detail compared to DeepSeek version 4 Flash. It looks like it took a kind of a shortcut, which is kind of expected from a Flash model. Qwen 3.8 looks definitely more detailed compared to DeepSeek version 4, but the pricing is what it matters here. The cost for DeepSeek version 4 Flash is 14 cents against $2 and 28 cents against $6. So yeah, both models are open models and both of them you can technically run locally for free, but the pricing is going to matter a lot. This is why I said earlier that DeepSeek version 4 Flash, for what you're getting per dollar, is going to be way more than Qwen 3.8, but still a good release by the Alibaba Labs. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. And now while all the labs are making solid improvements, dropping new models, and making improvements when it comes to efficiency in their models, one lab that continues to disappoint consistently at the moment is Google DeepMind. Because we still don't have any idea when Gemini 3.5 Pro is supposed to come out. They said that this model was coming out in June and it's August now and we still have no idea. The only thing we know is that this model is being tested with some partners, but there's no information on the timeline. And what's really alarming is that majority of the labs you see on screen have dropped at least 2 models already since Gemini 3.1 Pro, and that's the minimum. And they're already leaking that OpenAI is coming up with GPT-6. We saw that through the map paper information, which I made a video on. XAI is supposed to be dropping 4.6 and 4.7, 2 new models. Qwen 3.8 Max, we just got that, hit number 4 on front end. 1 point behind Opus 5. DeepSeek is about to drop DeepSeek version 4 Pro, the actual official model, in a week. We got the Flash version, which was quite competitive, and we still have no idea when Gemini 3.5 Pro is coming. As I said, being tested with partner was the latest information, and this is the 4th delay now, and at some point people are wondering if the testing means that they are basically in trouble now. Originally, testing means that, okay, they're working on something. But it looks like the more they delay Gemini 3.5 Pro, the expectation for this model keeps on getting higher and higher. Because the more you delay your model launch, you're going to be competing with the Frontier Labs' strongest model, the open source lab's strongest model. And those benchmark numbers keep going up, those capabilities keep going up. How efficient these models are becoming is also improving. So the expectation for Gemini 3.5 Pro is not getting any easier. And we have no clue what's actually happening at Google DeepMind except for the fact that people are leaving the company and the company morale seems to be low. The only person that's active from Google DeepMind at the moment is Logan, and he's the only one, tweeting that, okay, things will be better. But I feel like it's getting to a point where we still haven't heard anything solid from the lab in a minute, and this has kind of made me lose some confidence in Google DeepMind. At the end of 2025, I was pretty strong on Google DeepMind's abilities to drop the best models. But now in 2026, we still haven't gotten a release from Google DeepMind that gives any of us confidence to believe that Google DeepMind is able to produce a competitive model. They have the infrastructure, they have the resources, they have the talent, but over time, it seems like things are just not clicking internally and we're not seeing that development that we expect from them. Could they be transitioning into more of an infrastructure play? Could they be focusing on more providing the infrastructure for other frontier labs? That could be a possibility, but having a lead like Google DeepMind did with AlphaFold and all of those labs and kind of blowing that lead is kind of disappointing to see. I'm still going to be a little bit optimistic. I don't think Gemini 3.5 Pro is going to be the model that's going to help them take number 1, but obviously no idea what the timeline is going to look like and if Gemini 3.5 Pro is delayed again or not. So we shall see in a couple of weeks, but keep your eyes open on Google DeepMind because I am actively monitoring them. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.